Hi. A few minutes before I decided to do the presentation I'm making for you now, I listened to Lance Miller. Lance Miller is a champion public speaker. Came top of the world in public speaking a few years back, and of course, like many good speakers, he endeavours to teach other people the skills that he's learned the hard way. And in the presentation he was giving, he was talking about how when a person gets up to give a formal speech, how their whole demeanour changes, their voice changes, they feel that they have to speak in a certain manner rather than speak naturally. And in response to that, I was immediately thinking about a book which I bought some years ago, and here's the book. There's No Such Thing as Public Speaking by Jeanette and Roy Henderson. This book was written way back in 2007. Lance makes a very good point. When Toastmasters, new Toastmasters or new speakers or anyone who hasn't given a presentation before and feels they have to present a speech to an audience, they usually rehearse it, think about it, rehearse it, write it out, etc., and then present it, and it comes across not as an ordinary conversation. So how can we develop the skills of normal conversation in speaking to an audience? When we do a short speech, as in a Toastmasters meeting, it can be a bit of a challenge. But if we've run workshops, if we've done presentations which last for half a day with audience interaction and so forth, we cannot but be natural. And after we've done enough speaking in these sort of situations, rather than just a short speech, we get to the stage where we can hold a normal conversation, seemingly one-on-one as we speak to a group of people, say in a workshop, and eventually this transfers to speaking to an audience, maybe 200 or 300 people sitting theatre style in front of us. Once we get so confident that we know our normal type of conversation is interesting enough because of its content to the listener, then we don't have to focus so much on delivery. Delivery comes naturally. Delivery is that point where we stop, we vary our voice naturally because this is the way we speak to an audience or speak to anyone, a friend across a coffee table, and the pauses and so forth are put in there because we know we're waiting for the audience to have an understanding of what we've just said. We give them time to evaluate it in their minds before we pass on to the next thing, which occurs to us spontaneously in natural conversation or rehearsed. When I say rehearsed, put aside because we've got all this knowledge of this subject matter anyway. Once you know your subject matter thoroughly, supposing it's a lifelong hobby, something you've been passionate about, you're not going to fail. You've got so much to fall back on. So your conversation will become natural and you'll become naturally, you will speak naturally when you are presenting to an audience. It's one-on-one, no matter how many people are sitting around a table or around tables or in theatre style in front of you. It doesn't matter how many people there are. As far as you're concerned, and as far as they're concerned, it's a one-on-one conversation. When they feel, each person feels you are speaking to him or her personally in a natural, conversational tone, allowing them time to understand what you're saying, that's the way to do it. Be natural. Be yourself. As Lance Miller said, that's one of the hardest things to do. Be natural in a public speaking situation. But once you've mastered it, once you've mastered that one-on-one, you never lose it.